Hey, dreamers, this is Lucid Conversations. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is actually the first episode, so I'm like really excited. Um, I've had in mind to start a podcast for the longest, and I'm just grateful that I was inspired to go ahead and just make that move. All praise to the Most High. So I'm not gonna lie, I've been had the equipment for a little bit, but I was kind of just waiting until my spirit says so. Listen to God's spirit, and I'm like, what, let me go ahead and make that move. So thank y'all for joining in. Whoever tuning in, thank you so much. Um, the name of this podcast again is Lucid Conversations. So from this point forward, I will refer to you all as dreamers because I believe that life is a dream, and I choose to remain lucid. So thank you so much. So let's get going. The name of this particular episode one, would be called "It's Not What Goes Into a Man." Now, this is taken actually from the Bible. It's a biblical. I actually read the Bible a lot. I'm a follower of Yahashua. Um, Now, this actual scripture is taken from Matthew chapter 15, verses 7. But actually, it's actually taken from Matthew chapter 15, verse 11. Verse 11, and it reads, "And it is not what enters into a man's mouth that defiles him, but it is what comes out of his mouth that defiles him." And I really love this scripture because it talks about the power um of your tongue. And we all know that we talk about the tongue a lot, especially in different circles that talk about manifestation. Um, and more importantly, we talk about um, being holistic, right? So when we talk about being holistic, it's usually about what you're consuming, what was you're putting inside of your body, and a lot of people, and kudos to those folks who understand how important it is to eat clean and you know have clean practices and even watching how much they eat, even. Um, and I think it's important to pay attention to those things because it is part of being holistic when it comes to holistic health. But I think that it's more important what comes out of you that states in this divine truth and this scripture here, that it's not what goes into a man that really defiles him, but what comes out. And when they talk about what goes in, I mean what comes out, it's not just talking about defiling the flesh, which it actually does, but it's talking about defiling your spirit. And I believe that the things that you say out of your mouth can not only defile your spirit, but also can defile the spirit before you and after you. It can even have an effect even on your direct bloodline. Um, so that's what I'm gonna get into a little bit today. I'm probably gonna have a part two to this. So I'm just gonna lay down a couple of the basics, right? So one moment, let me get my love made me some delicious tea. Thank you, baby. So you know, when I think about manifestation, or your power to create, rather, manifestation is a nice word to use, but it's really your power to create. We co-creators with the Most High. God said we made them in our image, so that we have the ability to create via our will, right? So when you're thinking about creation, we create on three different levels, right? So we create with our thoughts, right? With our actions and with our tongue, with our words. That's why they say, watch what you say. And even in the Bible, it also states that the tongue is a fire. I'm actually going to go ahead and go to that scripture as well. That's in James chapter 3, verse 6. The tongue is also a fire, right? The tongue represents a world of unrighteousness among our body members. I'm actually going to go straight to that. I'm going to go straight to that, the letter of James. Um, and it's going to talk about the tongue, right? It say in verse 5, so too the tongue is a small part of the body. Actually, that started in the beginning. Not many of you should become teachers, my brothers, knowing that we will receive heavier judgment. That's a word for myself. For we all stumble many times. If anyone does not stumble in word, he is a perfect man, able to brighten also his whole body. Right. So if you do not stumble in your words, then you are a perfect man, able to bridle or control. A bridle was something they put in front of animals to steer them, um, when they was like on horses or donkeys, to steer them when they was riding them. So if you're able to control the tongue or the mouth, you're able to control your whole body, right? If we put bridles in the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we guide also their whole body. Look also at ships. Also, they are so big and are driven by strong winds. They are steered by a very small rudder, wherever the man at the helm is inclined to go. So too, the tongue is a small part of the body, and yet it makes great brags. See how small a fire it takes to set a great forest ablaze. And I really appreciate even reading this right now, right? Because lately I've been actually having trouble with my tongue, you know. And there's plenty of scriptures in the Bible that talks about speech and the way you talk. It's even a scripture that says that a person, actually I think it's on here, but a person who doesn't control his tongue, his worship is really in vain, right? Excuse me. So I think it's very timely that I speak on this, right? So it says the tongue is also a fire. The tongue represents a world of unrighteousness among our body members, for it defiles all of the body and sets the whole course of life on fire. And it is set on fire by Gehenna. For every kind of wild animal and bird and reptile and sea creature is to be tamed and has been tamed by humans. But no human can tame the tongue. It is unruly and injurious, full of deadly poison. With it we praise Yahweh, the Father, and yet with it we curse men who have come into existence in the likeness of God. Out of the same mouth come blessings and cursings. My brothers, it is not right for things to happen this way. A spring does not cause the fresh water and the bitter water to bubble forth out of the same opening, does it? My brothers, a fig tree cannot produce olives or a grapevine figs, can it? Neither can salt water produce fresh water. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let him by his fine conduct demonstrate works performed with the mildness that comes from wisdom. But if you have bitter jealousy and contentiousness in your hearts, do not be bragging and lying against the truth. This is not the wisdom that comes down from above. It is earthly, animalistic, demonic. For wherever there are jealousy and contentiousness, there will also be disorder in every vile thing. But the wisdom from above is first of all pure, then peaceable, reasonable, ready to obey, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial, not hypocritical. Moreover, the fruit of righteousness is sown in peaceful conditions for those who are making peace. That's a word right there. That's a word for me especially, and I appreciate it. So I want to talk about the tongue, and I also want to talk about the effects that the tongue has actually um, on holistic health. If you look into the spiritual community, they put a lot on what you consume. So they teach veganism, which I agree with. I don't eat meat or cheese or dairy products. Um, and they also teach fasting, or some, and even if it's not even vegan, they teach like just to eat clean and eat healthy. But those who teach veganism, they real big on gluten free and making sure you eating this type of vegetables, and even the Sabians. And like I said, kudos to those, because they on their own wave and they on their own evolution in life. But I think it's important to just point out the fact that you can be doing all those things, but if you're doing certain things like lying, and that's gonna be a whole nother podcast, because really lying really has I apologize, something was going on, fix it. But lying really has an adverse effect on your health. Because like I said, um but before I go into lying, first I want to say, lying or even talking abusively to others, spreading gossiping is big. Gossiping can really have an adverse effect on your holistic health. And also just speaking contention, right? So you saying things that's gonna make somebody else have feelings about negative feelings about somebody else, even if you like slick, like I heard what's name was over there, like just causing division with your tongue. You're gonna divide yourself, and I'm gonna show you how. Um, when you manifest on three levels with your thoughts, with your actions, and your words, and you want to make sure that they are always in alignment. That's what integrity is. I'm actually gonna look up the definition of integrity and see if Google got it right really quick. I'm gonna see what it is. Integrity. So they say that the quality, the first one is saying the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness, right? That's what most people think of it as. But the second definition, the one I'm really speaking about, is the state of being whole and undivided, right? So as master creators, right? Especially depending on where you at in your life, because based on your grace, you really got to watch your tongue. Because if you are thinking one thing and saying another thing and doing another thing, you splitting yourself up. So you're not gonna manifest efficiently. You see what I'm saying? And it actually causes turbulence within because your body is going against itself. But if you're thinking something, saying something, and actually acting with that saying, you're moving in full manifestation. So if I think that I'm happy, I say that I'm happy, and I move as if I'm happy, I'm gonna manifest happiness, right? If I say if I think I am rich, I say I am rich, and I go out and actually work towards that, I'm gonna manifest riches, right? Because on all three levels, I'm moving as a rich man. You know what I'm saying? So if you, and it's so simple because if you thinking one thing, but then you saying another thing, you are automatically causing turbulence. And I believe that when you do so, it causes mucus to build up in you. It causes sickness, disease, dis-ease. You see what I'm saying? Because you're not letting that creative force that's coming from the Most High, you're not allowing it to come just flowing through you. Like it should be coming through you efficiently and flowing with ease. But if it's not, then it's gonna cause dis-ease, and now you get all type of problems within. Also, if you lying to yourself, so you're not being true to yourself, it's causing disharmony and disunion, right? That's not integrity. Integrity it's the state of being whole and undivided, right? So a lot of people they send, kudos to them because they eating healthy, they vegan, raw vegan, all that, but they liars. Or they go around spreading rumors or things like that. Or they even having jealousy because it don't even gotta be about lying. It can even having jealousy in your heart. You got these harmful things. And usually the Bible also says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right? So usually you can tell what's on your heart by what's coming out of your mouth. You see what I'm saying? So you want to make sure that you always moving in that way because if you sitting here being vegan and you eating clean, but you out here telling lies, you might as well eat 1,000 pigs, honestly, because what you doing when you eat 1,000 pigs, you harming your flesh. But when you telling all those lies and being deceptive and you spreading rumors and you even speaking bad upon yourself, that's you harming yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you causing dis-ease against yourself, against God, against the world, against your brothers and sisters. It's like you just becoming a cancer on earth. You becoming a cancer to yourself and a cancer on earth. So I believe to be holy is to be whole. And you want to be whole, you want to make sure that what's coming out of you, which is something that defiles your spirit, what goes into you defiles your flesh, but what comes out of you defiles your spirit. And it's more important to make sure that you're not defiling your spirit than defiling your flesh. You see what I'm saying? Because honestly, every 7 years your cells reproduce. You really can cleanse pretty easy, but you can tell certain lies that until you go and you apologize, or until you make it right, or until that karmic debt is paid, your spirit and your soul gonna have to pay for that. And a lot of times just immediately. You see what I'm saying? So I understand that things like lying and things like that, these are habits because humans are creatures of habit. So you want to make sure that you're just creating a habit of just being honest. Just like you have to create a habit of eating healthy and things in that nature, you want to create a habit of just being honest and always walking into your integrity. One of my favorite quotes is not even a quote. I'm the one who said it, but one of my favorite things I ever said was, um, when you stand in your truth, that's how you sit on your throne. And your throne is like your celestial, um it's your celestial chariot. It's how you move about in the spirit world. And you want to make sure that you walking in that truth, and that truth may change, depending on different epiphanies or revelation you get from the Most High, or different understanding and things that you grasp and different realities that you beheld, because that's gonna happen. We grow and we evolve. But whatever that truth is, you want to stand in it, and you want to have that integrity, because that's going to play a vital part, not even a big part, but a vital part in how healthy you are as a whole. So I just want to, leave out with that. You know, I think that's it. I'm really going with spirit when it comes to these podcasts. I really want to be here for the people. Um, I'm gonna continue to like try to listen to the most high. You know what I'm saying? And to try to understand like what it is that God want me to say. I know that usually if I say a word, I'm not only saying it for myself, but I'm saying it for others. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna definitely like even go back and listen to this myself, and try to see what I can get from it. I hope that those who are listening, it actually helps you out. I am gonna expand more on some of these truths and teachings that I'm coming with y'all with. So I wanna tell y'all, God bless y'all. Um, Continue to stay focused on your dreams. You know what I'm saying? And also continue to stay lucid. You know what I'm saying? So um I'm gonna see what spirit say about it, but I'm actually gonna end this podcast with a prayer. Just to